All right. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us again on our second day of the subrecipient workshop. This morning, I'm briefly going to go over the Public Transportation Agency Safety Plan update for 2023. And joining me this morning also is Amelia Sorg-Taylor, our AECOM partner and subject matter expert on the PTASP. 49 CFR Part 673 lays out the requirements for the Public Transportation Agency Safety Plan, which is required by the FTA. This plan is intended to describe each agency's respective safety programs unique to them. Who needs to create a public transportation safety plan? Each state, local governmental authority, and other operator of public transportation systems that receive federal financial assistance under 49 USC Chapter 53 must certify it has established a comprehensive public transportation safety plan, and they must have a PTASP. The state is required to establish a PTASP. Also under 49 USC 5329 D1, at this time, the rule does not apply to an operator of a public system that only receives federal financial assistance under 5310 or 5311 or a combination of 5310 and 5311. The general plan requirements for a PTASP need to meet the requirements dictated in 49 CFR Part 673, but also should be reflective of the actual agency's procedures. The PTASP should be viable for the agency for future improvements. It should be flexible to revise as needed as the agency evolves, accurate to reflect the agency's actual practices, useful. It should be useful document that can be understood by all users and outsiders. You know, you want to kind of think like the FTA sometimes when you're doing your PTASP. And you don't want to make it unwieldy. It's also important to remember that the PTASP flows down to the frontline staff and contractors and then back up to the executive level. The PTASP also falls in line with the 4 pillars of the safety management systems. These pillars are the safety management policy, safety risk management process, safety assurance process, safety promotion activities. The PTASP is new to the bus operating world. It was previously been in place for the rail transit and developed safety program plans, but these weren't required for bus agencies. The PTASP does not necessarily cover security, but should cover at a high level emergency response planning process through FTA though FTA is increasingly interested in cybersecurity. So that is something that is coming in the near future to cover a lot of the areas of the cybersecurity threats as well. All right. The primary purpose for the existence of the transit system is to move people safely, identify the hazards in order to eliminate and minimize or control them, identify top-down safety-related responsibilities, provide these units with the resources to carry out their assigned responsibilities, apply operating technical and management techniques and principles to safety aspects of the system, identify and reduce hazards to the lowest practical level through the most effective use of available resources. You know, the PTASP now is a top down and then the bottom up. All right. For 2023, we will begin the review process earlier this year in order to have time to conduct reviews before the end of the year. 2022 was a special year due to the bipartisan infrastructure law and the milestone schedule that was put out during that time frame. We did have a very short window, but this time we're coming up, getting ahead of the ball on this one. We are got our milestone schedule that we are going to start rolling out. We're going to offer refresher training for everyone. The PTASP annual review questionnaire to opt in or out of GDOT updating your agency's PTASP will be required, and you will need to get those back in to us. And if you are opting in, once we have those back, they're going to be uploaded to an online repository of SharePoint. So everyone's going to have to complete it, whether they're opting in or opting out. And if you opt in, GDOT will review your PTASP and get it back to you. The plan will be reviewed and updated as required and returned to you. All right. The plan must have safety committee approval first before it goes to the board or accountable executive. Once the safety committee has reviewed it and provided their input, then it goes to the board for review and approval. And once the board has reviewed it and approved it, then it can go to the accountable executive for adoption and signature. The changes that go into the PTASP may include review of the safety performance targets, the agency staff and safety committee feedback, and any industry changes, such as changes in the bipartisan infrastructure law. You know, FTA is the one that writes the rules. So if they change something, then we have to update the plan per the changes of FTA or other laws that Congress may come out with. Right. And that is the conclusion of the PTASP updates that we're going to have for 2023.